talking about. Lights illuminating the front yard, the backyard, the garage, the walkway, the alley. This is Mr. Beam's most powerful version at 600 lumens. No wires, no cables, battery powered. You put these up in moments and it delivers that bright floodlight that is always so welcoming when you arrive home on an evening. It's so nice when you let the dog out at the back. So nice when you take the trash out, but also so important when you want to safeguard your personal property, your home. It's fabulous. This is the lowest price I believe we have ever done, certainly this year, at $49.99, 5 flexible payments guaranteed in time for Christmas. Maybe this is for the gadget guru in your life. Maybe this is for dad who loves things like this. Well, he'll love it and you'll certainly love it as well. We're gonna jump in. I have a 2-pack of the white, a 2-pack of the taupe. We have 2-pack of gray and a 2-pack of the black. Mr. Beams is the #1 name when it comes to outdoor lighting with no wires. Well, Justin Hyatt, AKA Mr. Beams for today, is joining us live. Justin, great to see you and always great with Mr. Beams. I was doing some research, Justin. We're talking in total hundreds of reviews for Mr. Beams products, making them a customer pick.
Yeah, customer pick. Amazing, amazing reviews on hsn.com. Highly recommend looking at them, as I'm sure you already are going to. And if you're thinking about even shopping around, Adam, as I think you already have recognized, this is the best value that you're going to find anywhere out there on the brightest light that Mr. Beams offers. And one of the reasons why I like this one in particular, and I think a lot of the reviews show, is that although you're getting a 2-pack, you're basically getting 4 lights, because each of these floodlights have 2 articulating spotlights that will basically aim any which way you want. So front, backwards, and you can put them anywhere, not only angle them anywhere, because they're completely wireless. So if they're thinking about a gift for somebody, this is something that they can install within 5 minutes. We were showing and talking about all the different areas of your home that you can put it. And I know we were talking about as well in the prior presentation, sound being such a deterrent visually. Light is one of the biggest deterrents that you can put on your home. And this is one of the easiest and simplest ways to do that. And I know we have a little video to show you as well. When it comes to the installation, it's 3 screws. That's it, and 4D batteries that are going to last you up to a year and beyond if you activate them 8 to 10 times a night. So we have it right here above the garage, but you could put this on the side of the house, atop of the house, aiming down to the front of the door, and it's going to reach, because it can reach up to nearly 100 feet. It can sense you from nearly 30 feet away. That's somebody that's going to be 30 feet away from your home when this activates, and it's going to illuminate nearly 1,300 square feet. That's an average size home. And with those adjustable heads I was just talking about, what I love about that is, Adam, is that you can now, with one floodlight, light up 2 different areas of your home. So this is really one of the most versatile ways, one of the easiest ways, and I think definitely one of the best values to illuminate the backyard, and not just illuminate from your home, but now put it in a tree, put it in a fence. And although if you might be picking up white for your house, taupe is perfect for the fences, and the black color is perfect for camouflaging in your tree as well. You know, previously, to get this type of power and strength, this amount of lumens, you'd have to have wires and cables. You'd have to have a system that was wired throughout. This is, you know, groundbreaking in the sense that Mr. Beams have created a system that just effortlessly mounts really wherever you want to put it. Like Justin said, it might be on the shed, it might be by the garage, it might be on a tree, but now we've got battery-powered floodlight that really will illuminate an area that is large and wide and vast. Okay, so the power in there is that next generation technology, that's for sure. The other thing to know, just like Justin mentioned, with batteries in here, with average activations, it's gonna last you over 6 months or so. So you're not constantly changing these out. #1 seller at this moment is gonna be the black, which is over here, followed by the white, which is over here. So white is selling second, black is selling first. We have gray and we have taupe. This is a 2-pack. So you're getting a 2-pack rather than 1, and if you're doing some shopping and searching, you'll see why. 10,000 people have ordered these. A lot of companies basically charge around this price for 1 system. We're sending you 2 complete sets. Producer Allison, you just said which one? Okay, 400 left in the black. If you want the black, it's the final 400. Great gift, obviously, a wonderful gift, a thoughtful gift, but really a nice idea for your home. It's those long, dark nights at the moment. You know, winter is here and it gets dark so early. It's not as bad as being in England. Being in London right now, it gets dark at about 3:30 in the afternoon.
The day's over before it's even begun. So, you know, but when it's dark outside, Justin, you know, it's not nice. I don't think anybody likes it. It's nice to have the illumination, knowing that it's there when you need it. It comes on automatically.
Automatically when you get within 30 feet. And I know we talk about this as being a security light, but I got to tell you, what a great convenience light. It's nice to know when you pull up to your home in the middle of the night, and it could just be 6 o'clock now, that there's a light that welcomes you. And then just with one of these lights, you can think about this. One could be aiming towards your driveway. The other can be now aiming towards your front door or that pathway leading to your front door. There's so many different options with this. It gives you that added security and added safety. And that might just be the safety of not tripping over something that's outside just because you have put off putting out light on the backyard because you just don't want to spend that much money for an electrician to wire it, or to have your backyard lit for the very first time ever because finally there's an affordable way to do it, to put it in a tree and not have to worry about wiring to that tree or to the shed, to the fence. This is such an easy way to do it, and this has all of the bells and whistles, and not just has them. It exceeds what you'll find out there, and that's what's made Mr. Beams the #1 option. They are the #1 company when it comes to battery-operated motion security lighting. And today, this is the brightest light that they offer, and this is the best value that you can find anywhere. So I think if you're thinking about picking it up as a gift for yourself, or if you know somebody who you've maybe been over to their home recently and you said, you know, I just recognized when we were over there the last time, it was pretty dark over there. Or maybe it's somebody who's getting a little bit older and you're thinking, I don't want them tripping outside. It's a great way to finally do that, and then to have this much light welcome you at your home just like that within 5 minutes of getting these lights at home, 4D batteries and 3 screws, and you're done.
And bear in mind, Mr. Beams makes several great products. At the 600 lumens, we're at the very high end of that power. So the 600 lumens, what it means to you and me and Justin is just that it's brighter, it's lighter. So if you're gonna have lights, it makes sense to have these. Motion activated, 2 floodlights on each, so you're getting 4 in total, customizable in terms of the angle and the positioning, right? And not only that, battery powered, no wires or cables or hassle goes into setting these up. We are 2 minutes away from a Beekman special delivery, so if you're a Beekman fan, you need to see what I've got coming up next. 2-pack of the black, now 170 left before it's sold out. 2-pack of the gray, this is gonna be the 2-pack of the taupe, and of course the 2-pack of the white is over here. Justin, a lot of us simply don't have enough lighting outside, and the expense that we'd have to incur to get it is too much to shoulder right now, especially. This is, dare I say, so inexpensive for something that pays you back every single time the lights come on.
Every single time. I got to tell you, it is